Okay, we're good to go.
Hey, hi.
Hi. Okay, so we we recording?
Yes,
Are
yeah, we are recording.
We're going.
Good.
We're ready to go. So welcome everyone, and welcome especially to Farheen Taj. She's joining us today. You've seen the promo probably in our community already. Farheen is the founder and runs Limelight Podcast, which has been going since 2016. So that's amazing. And Farheen's her aim is to help people be more confident and to find their voice and build their brand from it. And so we're all about voice today. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me to your amazing community, Heather. Thank you, Ryan, for
Thank you.
Yeah. It's really nice to meet you both and the people of this community.
We're absolutely loving having you here. Do you want to join me?
Sure.
Okay. Ryan wasn't going to join us, but now he is, because
Come on, I want Ryan too.
you can't be in a room without voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for being here. And we've talked before about your work and your podcast and your work around voice and confidence. But if you wouldn't mind just taking a moment and just kind of sharing so that everyone else can hear about the work that you do.
Okay, firstly, my name is Farheen Taj. I am from India, but currently I'm residing in UAE, Dubai. As Heather told, I started podcasting in 2016, and then I took a break in between because of some issues. I was not having proper technical things to do later on in 2019. So I gave it a break, and 2020, as soon as the pandemic hit, the channels were open for video calling, and I got again a golden opportunity to continue my podcast with the women around the globe. I was so happy.
So cool.
So yeah, then this year, October, I hit my 100th podcast, which was a milestone for me.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And yes, also I started voice coaching because as I have interviewed more than 100 women entrepreneurs and kids, I felt the voice, the way they talk, some had a very beautiful tone, some had a high pitch, low pitch, and I was feeling when they are talking in public or in a classroom or to an audience, they should have a nice flow of their voice, like the perfect intonation, the pitch, the warmth, how it should be done. I wanted to teach everybody, not only women, kids, or whoever wants to do, an online presentation these days is so important. And I wanted people to be confident to be on camera as well as use their voice in such a way, when you say just two sentences, you can just grab their attention, to mesmerize, make that impact on your client or students or audience. So that's what I'm working for, and yeah, I'm having few batches. So hope for the best.
Amazing. I'm sure it'll be amazing. And you also have two. Well, you actually have two Facebook groups, right? That you can find.
Yes, I do have two Facebook groups. First one is Chapstick Bloggers. Another one is recently I changed the name, which is Entrepreneurs, Podcasters, and the Manifestors.
Ah, yes.
Amazing.
Oh, I love that.
Amazing. So we will make sure we put up all of your links so that people can find you and join your communities and so on. I know I'm very active in there. And I did see something this morning about you talking about words as well. And I know I don't want to kind of take you away from voice, but I just think, your work just works beautifully. It's not all about voice. It's also about, lots of things around that and around your brand and your confidence, which is why you're such a great match for our community as well. So where would someone start around with voice and with, kind of just understanding how they come across, first of all?
Okay. For that, I have designed this program called Voice Analysis and Enhancement. Okay. So the first day of the program will be, if it's a group program, everybody will be there. I'll be introducing what exactly the voice analysis is. The
Right.
first day, everybody will be given 2 minutes to talk about any topic they want. You know, when you talk anything, you just go with the flow and you start talking.
Yeah.
And then I have my sheets ready with all the elements of the voice, parameters of the voice, and I will judge and analyze their voice according to those parameters. How will the tone be? How the pitch, pace, energy, inflections, how are they? And on that, I will just note down and I will be giving them the report the next day. So the next day of the class, I will be introducing all the 5 elements. They will come to know after getting the report which elements they are lacking in, and they will be given a task for the third day, a task which you have to do it. And yeah, and the third day they have to present it in front of all, or they have an option to do one to one, like a 15 minutes present, and then again I'm going to analyze. And for the next 3 days, they will get continuous tasks till the seventh day. And 7 day is the last one, final presentation, and maybe certification or not. But again, that will be a final presentation of the task, and we will be asking question and answers that will be done. So that's the whole program I have designed, because every day if you practice, if every day you take in a new thing and you practice for 7 days, it doesn't become a habit, but you're in the routine to do it so that you
Yeah.
can continue it. Yeah.
And how did you find yourself sort of coming into working in this way? How did you find yourself like so, what made you go, this is the thing I want to, this is my calling?
Oh, very good question, right? This happened actually 2 months back.
Right.
One of my friend, she wants to be a motivational speaker.
Right.
Okay, and she knows I do podcasting and I'm all into the voice recording and everything. She wanted to record her voice with me to make some kind of fun. So she had a talk with me on Zoom, and I just told her, okay, just pick something and start talking. What you going to tell your audience? Okay. So she picked the book, whatever page, and she started literally reading it. And I feel like, okay, maybe she's reading. That's how the voice is.
Right.
And then I said, okay, now you just talk like how you talk naturally. It was the same way. There was no difference. It
Okay.
was like a robotic, monotonous tone. If you say, hello, everybody, today I'm here with you for, explaining something about voice.
Sure.
How does that sound, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that really hit me, and that's why I decided, I should train people to talk in a proper way.
Right.
Amazing. And have you always found that this is really comes naturally for you, or have you had to train this?
I think because of the experience I have listening to so many women, and I do the editing also by myself. I listen to each and every podcast, edit for 4 to 5 hours of that. And while how I listen and I have grabbed, the pace, how they have to talk, the way they have to stress the important words, that has taught me in this 4 years about the voice, because I keep my headphones on for like, it'll go for 10 hours also if it's a long podcast. So
Wow.
that has helped me in knowing the quality of the voice and how to talk.
Right. And also because like you've been podcasting for since what 2016, isn't it? Right. So you've been podcasting for that time, and you've been going through all this thing, through all of these things, and you've been now developing this whole program, this voice analysis program, which is amazing. This is really exciting. What's your goal with it? What's your mission? What do you want to do?
Okay, um, I had a mission to make more podcasters. When
Right.
I started the group, I started the group 4 5 months back. I had a mission that I want to generate more podcasters because everybody has something to say.
Mhm.
But then, as and when I started, realizing people also need to work first thing, that's their voice. If
Yeah.
the podcast, the voice is 90%, it is the voice of the podcaster, which will, okay, your content is there, but how you conveying it? Is it a monotonous? Is it warm? Is it cold? So I
Mm.
thought, let me take the first step, correcting their voice.
Right,
This
right.
is, and then maybe I will start the podcasting course.
Ah.
Amazing. So if our people in our community wanted to start with developing their voice and so on, what kind of advice would you give? Where would we start?
Okay, the homework always I give, which is on the third day or the second day, is you have to record your voice three times of the day. Okay,
Okay.
the first, in the phone you have the record option. So first in the morning, not as soon as you wake up because you're going to sound stuffy. Okay.
That's especially Ryan, just saying. Yeah.
Okay, it will be like after
Same.
breakfast, and when you're like little energized and you're working, that time you have to record one set of the voice. Second set will be in the noon,
Right,
the
right.
noon time. Yeah.
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 Third one will be like not night, but before, that evening time, late
Yeah, yeah.
evening, that. So when you do that and you will listen, you will know your voice quality is different at the 3 times of the day.
Right.
Amazing.
And this matters a lot for a podcaster if they're going to do editing of their own voice and some words are not right. Again, you're going to record it and put there. It will not match.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're making me a little bit nervous because last Saturday I did do a podcast. I was a guest on a podcast, and it was at noon, so that was good. I'm just ticking this off in my head. But I hadn't spoken to anybody really, so I probably should have warmed up my voice.
It'll start like my messages to you in the morning.
Yeah. Usually in the morning there's a lot of voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what would we be listening? So how long would we? I guess. Okay, I have two questions. How long would we record ourselves for?
Mm.
And then what would we be listening for?
Okay. Now, when you record the voice, again, I told you there are 5 elements.
Right,
Yes.
right.
5 elements, the tone of your voice. See, when you're talking something just usual with any friend, you will not have a kind of a tone which it'll be friendly.
You're
Okay,
right.
a friendly one, light one. But if you are talking to your students, you're making them understand like a story, like a storytelling. Okay, and that first task you can do now, try to find out the best quality voice in the 3 times of the day, the energy level you have, you should have that energy the audience should feel. They feel our energy. On the phone also, if somebody is just like, hello, how are you? What kind of energy you will feel there? And hello, how are you? That energy is different. So energy level, first will be your energy level, and which part of the day your energy level is good, so that you can record. And the style, again, the style of the voice will be your tone, pace, how fast you will talk or how slow you will go, and which important words you're going to stress.
Right.
That way, the next day you will analyze about the energy level of your voice and record that particular time.
Right, I see.
Brilliant. That's really good advice.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
We should think about these things.
We should.
Yes.
But we also have harmonicas to play.
I mean, I think a lot of it depends on how you want to come across to your audience. Am I right?
Yes.
Do you know, so that there isn't a wrong way other than maybe monotone. That's nobody enjoys that really. but I guess it's kind of like if you want to come across as friendly,
Mm-hmm.
or if you want to come across as more formal or more business-like. Is that fair?
Yes. You should always remember whom you're talking on and who is your client. Okay. And if someone who is serious in front of you, you cannot giggle and laugh and they think you're a joker. You have to have an authoritative voice.
Yes.
So you will see your client, how he talks, you're going to replicate his style or her style. It's simple. Because we are smart enough to replicate that style. Our brain does that automatically. So that you have to see.
Yeah,
I've got a little question for you, which is kind of based on sometimes when people are say for instance they're in the office, they're working, especially at the moment with the virtual office, especially there's a lot of stuff where people are kind of coming onto Zoom calls and they're doing things and they're like, right, okay, how do I get that brain connection? Like I've listened to this stuff. How do I get to the point where I use my voice? How do you kind of like, how do you get somebody to kind of be confident in that voice?
Okay, now to become confident, it takes time. It is not one day switch over.
Right.
Okay.
If you had asked me to be on a live, FB live or do a video like 9 months back, I would say no, never, no. I would. But then I found that we have to, work around our fears.
Yeah.
To put ourselves out. Only if you show to the world what you are, they will know you. If you're hidden, if you don't talk, people didn't know the face behind my podcast, The Limelight. Till I show my face, I came live, I started talking, then people approach me for their interview or to write an article because they don't know the face or the voice. I mean, they know the voice, but they don't know the face. The voice and the face, they talk and now you said like how to be confident. Now in my program, I will also teach people how we can be confident on the live cam.
Right.
That is also that is task. I give them task. Remember, they have to do it.
Yes.
I love that.
That's great. But that's great because if you're investing in yourself, then you have to commit.
Yes.
You can't just kind of listen to a podcast and not do anything. It's like anything,
Yeah.
I mean, literally anything.
Yeah,
if you do something with it, nothing happens.
What is it we say? Where focus goes,
energy flows. Yeah. Yes. And I think that energy. So I speak in corporate forums, and I'm realizing that I use actually different accents come out for me, Farheen.
Yeah.
So when I want to sound more like an authority, my voice is a little bit deeper, my pace is a little bit slower, and I sound way more Canadian.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
And then when I'm messing around with Ryan and we're doing Facebook Live stuff, it's more of a high pitch. It's more quick. It's more, because I'm not speaking with that same kind of intention.
Yeah.
So do you talk about intentions? And I mean, I know you've just said like in terms of who your audience is, but is there a different kind of, because I've done it for so long, I'm not even conscious of it, but I'm sure at some point I was aware of it. But is there like a way that because you can't change your voice really, can you? I'm not sure what I'm trying to ask you. I guess I'm thinking if I wanted to come across as more authority, have more authority, how would I do that?
Okay, now you said when you are in corporate meetings, you change. The change happens here. You know it already. You're replicating your clients, the people who are there. I can replicate people as I talk. My accent will change. That's the beauty of our voice. We can, and we should be conscious of what we're doing. And it comes with practice. Like the authoritative is very difficult to attain, I'll tell you. Because the person who constantly talks with friends, suddenly if you put them in a meeting, they will not be able to talk.
Yeah.
They will be hesitant. tense. Okay,
Yeah.
because you have observed, your brain has observed, it has the capability to change yourself, your mindset, your voice, the way you're going to stand, everything will matter. So
Yes.
Okay.
it is the ability.
Amazing. So what is the best kind of, because I do recognize that physical posture comes into it as well. So what advice would you give to people? Because especially with Zoom, as Ryan mentioned, you know, so we tend to be, we can get away with a lot more. We only have to kind of be dressed on the top of us or what's on the camera, and so, you know, but so and then we're more casual, you know. I'm sitting on my sofa right now. I'm sitting on Ryan's bench. He's gonna fall off at any moment. Yeah,
Always trying to push back.
I know
bench.
it's a thing, but
Farheen, help me.
She can't.
Hey, don't trouble him.
See? I'm being helped.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. So anyway.
We're trying to diminish my life.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so but you know, it's very like I think most of us recognize when we're in, you know, in a business meeting, we probably sit up more. It's a little bit like even when we're having a job interview, we know how we sit, and we know we put our shoulders back and so on. But you know, when we're on Zoom, we're more comfortable. We're probably in our home.
Yeah.
What kind of physical posture enables our voice to have more authority or to be more heard?
Okay, firstly, for this, you have to record yourself in video. If you think you have a presentation tomorrow, you're going to record yourself sitting. You don't know how you, I mean, you will be knowing at that time, you will, you know, how you look, but you're going to practice your position, how you're going to talk, right? If you talk, and again, it's an authoritative thing, like you're going to be very serious when you're giving an explanation to somebody, and it's going to be a deep, low kind of tone, but a strong, like a point. You're giving a point to them, a deep voice, a low tone, but in a pace, a slow pace.
Right.
So you know how you do the presentation, but again, it's going to be it's different level. It is a deeper, low voice, but you're going to be serious. When you're serious, your voice will change.
Right.
If you have seen that.
Yes.
So that kind of seriousness you're going to bring to that meeting. And the voice, obviously, it's going to change. And you have to record yourself, as I told you, the way you're going to sit and how you're going to, it will be different. You have to
Good
see
advice.
that. Practice.
Yeah.
Practice makes person perfect.
And I have because our community was founded with the idea of helping everybody, but we had a specific sort of central bent of looking to help people who are women or femme identified people. Do you think there's more pressure put onto women and sort of femme identified people in the workplace or in any area to be able to use their voice, like there's more pressure to keep yourselves quiet? Do you find that?
I don't think so, because if you are in a position where people respect you, you will talk in a way that you show that kind of power.
Right.
And if you feel, it's all about the feeling and the way you think. If you feel I'm weak, I'm at a low position, nobody's going to even respect my decision, you will feel weak, and your voice also will, it'll not come out. So it's very important in whatever kind of job you do, you feel that you own it. You own your job. You own the things you do. You are proud of it. That is first thing, most important. Then your voice is going to just bang on come out, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, own it. We're all about own it. Yeah,
absolutely.
This is why we're friends.
Yeah, this is it. This is that.
So what about people who? I mean, I'm a true extrovert, so I don't have to think things through before I'm going to say them, and I don't need to know what I'm going to say. I don't need to have notes. But what about people who or hesitate or need to process things, or maybe they had prepared what they were going to say and they lost their way in their notes maybe, how would you suggest that they could you know, overcome the and the and the repeating of things? What advice could you give to somebody in that situation?
Okay, that used to happen to me, and how I overcame that, it's a very interesting. I started doing TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
See, when you're doing TikTok, you have to repeat the same dialogue till you hit the lip sync of that. That's the practice.
Oh, I see.
So, so people who feel like they hesitant, like they have okay, what are you going to do? You're going to take a line, practice till you become perfect. Then that thing is going to in turn give a snowball effect to the other lines. Once you find the confidence in front of the camera or the mirror, that has to come by practice.
Yeah.
Without practice, you cannot just pull it off. But
Yeah.
I felt, one video, I remember to say that one sentence, I took 25 takes. 25 takes. But after that, every video, only 2 takes. Only 2 takes.
Wow.
So practicing, you should read it, but you should not be like robotic. You have the points in your mind, or just keep those in your phone. If it's just sticky thing, just there, and then do it that way.
Yeah.
That way you have to make a video of yourself, and then you will be amazed at the changes you have, and confidence, it's going to blow up. For me, it was that way, and that's how I'm talking to you. I'm on lives and I go on videos. So that's the change I did.
And you speak just seamlessly. You don't, because we're asking you questions. You don't know what we're going to ask. I mean, we are just talking, and but it's a little bit different than having a script prepared. So if you're doing a presentation, you can practice and know what you're going to say.
Yes.
What about if you're asked a question and you weren't expecting the question, and so you don't know what you're going to say? How do you, because a lot of people want to fill in the blanks, right? They want to keep, so they say, well, I'd have to say, well, and then it makes, and then your audience is kind of going, do they know what they're talking about? And actually that's not a fair
Okay.
For us extroverts, because we respond fast, we're kind of like, why are they hesitating? And so how would you handle questions in that you weren't expecting?
Okay. One trick I use is, if the question is a little bit tricky and I take time to process, or I need words to say, I always say, wow, that is an amazing question. Now I get the few seconds to buffer up at least few words to say, start with. Just try to say like, wow, it's really nice question you asked. I'm really happy with this. Okay, let me answer it. You got it there. You got the buffering seconds.
Right, because often a lot of the time it is that thing, isn't it? It's like sometimes it's not that we don't know the answer, because like as Heather said, Heather and yourself are very much extroverted. I'm a total introvert, which a lot of people find really strange. I'm like an introverted extrovert.
Yes.
So I can be on stage and bam 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 with the jokes and the hosting and the fine, but when it comes to a number of other things, sometimes I can get really like knocked back, and in my private life I'm much more quiet, or not necessarily quiet, but I'm certainly a lot more keep myself internal and small. So it's quite interesting to sort of think, right, okay, well, what's a good way of like buying time? And I know that definitely like sometimes you just need that moment to buffer.
Yes.
It really is that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's the time when you might, if you're not so sure, you might come back and kind of go, and then make yourself smaller, and then your voice will go more high pitched and quieter, and that's the time when you could come unstuck.
Yeah.
I know that we
Yes.
have members in our community who do want to be heard in their team or in their work life, and they just don't feel like they have a credibility, even though they know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, I would like to give one tip to whomever wants to go on a meeting, or they're having a sudden interview for, whatever purpose they are doing.
Yeah.
I would like them to tell the person, in advance, like, if you can give me the questions, because it'll be comfortable for them. The questions in advance will make much more comfort, because suddenly you blow up question to somebody who has not done it before. It will be very kind of very pressured. They'll feel that sinking feeling will come if it's sudden. If already the questions are there, and they might just ask one or two questions out of their profession, I think that way they'll be much more comfortable than these sudden questions
Right.
for whomever is going to start. Yeah.
Very much that like plan to
Yes.
have those
Plan. Yeah.
it helps it, I suppose, remove a bit more of those variables, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, because I never can have, usually my conferences are 1 to 5 days, so I wouldn't have the questions in advance. But I would say you can still plan your questions in advance, can't you? You can still kind of think, what is the worst question they could ask me, and how would I answer that? And just sort of prepare your own questions, because I think preparing questions is really great advice. Thank you.
I have actually one last little question that came to me. I was called, and it was so I'm, as I say, I'm a host and singer, and you've been a corporate host and coach for years now as well. And one of the things that I find really interesting is whenever I read an interview with a singer or someone who specializes in voice. I mean, we both attended the Tony Robbins seminar a few was it months back?
Yeah,
a few months back. And I noticed that towards the end of some of the seminars, because obviously Tony Robbins is often talking for 4 hours plus, and by the end of it, obviously his voice is really strained and sore. And how do you practice gratitude for your voice? How do you help preserve it and keep it in good condition?
Beautiful.
Okay. So whenever you are having a long talk, and after that, try to just more like wetten your throat.
Right.
Give it water, and then after that you don't talk for some time, because it needs rest. Your body needs rest, because it's a long way you've been talking. And when we talk, literally, we get hungry, we get dehydrated. And if it is like 6-hour talks, you have to take a break. Even if you're a mentor, coach, or whatever, you have to take your break if you want your voice, your strength to be the same, at the same level. Because if you don't take the food, the intake, the energy, how will you even the end of the day, okay, let's start with this, it's not so, it will go to that level. If you want to maintain the same, take breaks. It's okay, we are humans. Take breaks in between. Let's have a tea break. Come on, 5 minutes. You also freshen up. Do it that way. What's there in that? We all need breaks. We need tea, coffee, biscuits. So try that out in front. See, if you're having a corporate talk also, I've seen many people, like, they keep a glass of water. They say, okay, let me just sip a glass of water, and then they'll continue. That is okay, normal. I've seen so many do. You cannot be perfect like a robot. You're not a robot. You can drink. Don't eat, but drink. It's okay. I feel a little parched, dry. I'll just sip a water.
Yeah.
You need that. Your throat needs that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing so many tips with us.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you wanted to tell us before we promote your pages and your program again? Is there anything else that you can think of that we haven't covered, or that you wanted to share?
Well, I think we have covered almost the things which I wanted to also say to all the people who are watching this. And I want to say that your voice is your power.
Yeah.
The way you look is a blessing, but your voice is the power, and your voice has the power to change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Okay, the words do make an impact. Okay, one more thing I wanted to say was there's a person who 50 years back, David Ambascombe, he did a study and he said that, we talk with our voice, but then our whole body also is with our voice.
Right.
And in that, see, when you're talking to your audience will take 7% of the words you say, okay? And then how you look, the gestures, the hand movement, the expressions, it'll be 55% they take in that. 38%. Now guess what is 38%?
It's a voice.
Okay, 38% again is the voice, but this time it's the tone and your inflection. 38%. That makes the impact. So everybody, whoever is watching this, use your voice. Even if you're not ready to talk to yourself in front of the mirror. Admire yourself. You're looking beautiful today. Tell whatever dialogues you want to say, like you're Shakespeare, or an act. Be an actor, actress. To do that and be confident with your voice. That's what I would say. And one more thing. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Rain, for calling me here. And I'm really blessed to have friends like you. I met you, I think, a week back itself, but I feel I know you all from long time.
I know, right?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your advice, for your experience, and for sharing that with us and giving us insights. Where can people find you?
Okay, they can directly message me on Facebook. I'm always there on Messenger.
Yes.
And my page on Facebook is The Limelight. You can always inbox me there. And I'm also on Instagram. Again, same, The Limelight. You can catch me on Instagram or FB. I'm always available.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thank you so much. And when is your course starting? Do you have a new course starting or a date for one?
Yes. One is starting on 28th. That's for UAE batch, GCC batch. I've
Right.
kept it time zone wise because
Right.
people should not feel uncomfortable. Like someone is from the US, someone from India. They'll have a very different time zone. So
Yes.
now
Yeah.
this time, 3 days batch is for GCC, which will be from 28th November till 30th, and then I will come to the next batch. I have to decide which location I have to pick. So yes, I will keep you updated.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Amazing.
And do follow Farheen and seek her out on all of the social media, and then you'll be able to be updated on any new courses that are in your time zone or your region. That's amazing.
And of course, we have put all of your links into onto our Facebook page, into our community, just in case if anyone wants those again. Check out Farheen on YouTube. That's youtube.com/The Limelight. That's Limelight with a Y. Facebook, again, we've got the Facebook, The Limelight. Instagram, _Limelight. And we're on Spotify and Anchor as well. Thank you so much, Farheen, for joining us today.
Thank you. Love you. Love you.
Love you too.
You so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll speak again.
Speak soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.